Hi there, I'm just checking my diary for my lessons for today, and having just come back from a trip to England, I realise how often we use the word check. I thought I'd do a quick 5-minute lesson just to give you some phrases with the obvious and the less obvious uses of the word check. I hope you will like this video and do look at some of my other videos in the channel and subscribe for future videos. Great. So I'm going to write up on the board some phrases now, and bear with me. Keep watching until the end of the video and I will say the phrases with voice intonation for the pronunciation, and also I'll explain the context if it's not obvious. Okay then, I've written up these phrases. I want to say them with my normal intonation, and then I will explain them. They are, I think, mostly fairly obvious, but I'll explain them anyway. So here's the first one. When I arrive at the office, I always check my emails. Check out the special offers in our magazine. Please check out of the hotel room before 10 a.m. I will check into the matter and call you back. At the airport, officials always check your passport. You can check in a maximum of 2 bags per passenger. Right, if they're not already clear, I'm going to explain them, and I'm going to add some captions down there. If you want to turn the captions on, you will see the explanation with subtitles, which I've added. Okay then, let's do the first one. Arrive at the office, I always check my emails. Now, in this context, and in many contexts similar to this, you're going to control that something has arrived or is present or has been done. This is the idea of controlling something to see whether it has been done or something has arrived. So that's very common. You can say in any sentence, if you're not sure about if something has been done or arrived, I'll check. Now this checkout is different from the number 3, which is the obvious checkout of a hotel. This checkout is interesting because it's so common when people are trying to draw your attention to go and look at something. Very often it's an advertiser, but it just could be a friend who wants to suggest that you go and look at something. Go and check out the new film with Brad Pitt, or check out the offers in our magazine. It's drawing your attention to go and have a look at something which you may be interested in. I think that's a really good one, and you see it everywhere. This is the most obvious one of them all. I think you've all been in hotels, and when you check out of the hotel, you go and pay at reception, and then you leave after your visit or after your stay. Now this one is slightly different from check-in, check-in too, and it means that you're going to investigate something before. It's similar to controlling, but it's more investigate. Somebody wants some information, you don't have the answer immediately, so you go to investigate, and then you will call them and give them the information. So you're going to check into the matter or check into the situation and then resolve the problem, if it's a problem. So that's a slightly different check-in too. And regarding this check, well, officials always check your passports. Now this means, rather than to see if something has arrived, it means to control whether something is as it should be. Where they want somebody, or you have to check that something is as you want it or as it must be. So that's a good one, slightly different from the seeing if something has arrived. And you all know this one. If you have flown an airplane, you will have checked in your bags at the check-in desk before you go through security. And it means precisely that you give the bags that you want to send in the hold of the aeroplane, that is, not take into the cabin, which is called a cabin bag or a hand luggage. So this means that you check it in, give your bags to be sent in the hold. Good. I hope the 5 minutes, if you did watch the whole video, thank you very much, has been useful to just repeat some common Czech phrases and maybe teach you something new. And I've done some other videos similar to this with phrasal verbs, and you can go and click on the images here, and they're in my channel. Please like the video, make any comments, negative or positive, to help me improve my videos or suggest something you would like to see. And please subscribe if you are not already a subscriber, and you will receive new videos automatically. So goodbye for now, and I hope to see you in another video shortly. I keep on adding videos to my channel. Goodbye.